This is your tutorial of how to find a job and then use artificial intelligence to make a cover letter and a resume to tailored. So first off, let's find a job. Dana?
So
We're wearing these ridiculous things.
I know. To start, we're going to go... I've had a lot of luck with Handshake, but I have not had any luck with LinkedIn. So you should already, if you haven't set one up already, you can set it up through the school. It's pretty similar to LinkedIn. The only real difference is that a lot of the jobs are very geared towards CSUN students. So
Even alumni?
yeah, even
Okay.
alumni. Like you can see my inbox. Like I still get messages, and I've been graduated for 2 years. There's a lot of people that come to the career fairs that happen. Usually they're in the spring. I wouldn't be surprised if we had recently had one or have one coming up. So people that come to those career fairs, they're signed up for, Handshake as employers, and they'll like shoot you messages in your inbox if like you fit a certain criteria per se. So it's always going to be if like you're a psychology major, for example, like HR or behavior intervention, or I get stuff from Disney sometimes too, which is interesting, but it's usually internships. So there's also a lot of internship opportunities through these. So for example, say you want to be a research assistant.
For psychology? Or you have to put psychology or just put research assistant?
You can. It's very easy to filter stuff.
Uh-huh.
So you can go to all filters. Like you can
Oh.
do full-time, part-time, internship, paid, unpaid. But if you'd already selected internship, it's typically unpaid. Of course, you got the more fancy things if you'd like to add on to that.
Equity package. What's equity?
I
Don't do it.
don't know. I don't know.
DI is
but-
canceled now. Okay.
But here come, like, down at the bottom, you can look at CSUN collections. That's, like, through the career fairs, for example. So if you want to gear it towards particular, like, CSUN jobs. So right now, like, UCLA, it's a bit of a drive if you're willing to drive, but they have college advisors going on right now that you could apply for. It is on site. It's a fellowship. You could also, it's very easy to also reach out to employers on this. So I personally haven't done that before because I get so many messages already in my inbox. I'm just trying to keep up with all the offers I'm getting. But let's clear that and then just try like research assistant psychology. So we already got one, Murphy Research, whatever this is. But you can look like how long ago they were posted. So 2 months ago. It's a little while ago.
Mm-hmm.
You might want to check out their external website to see if they're still hiring.
Like, how would you apply to... So you would go to save this
Yeah, you could, like, if you want to go back to it later, you can save it.
and then apply
Yeah.
externally?
Yeah, look, sometimes you can apply straight on the website, and other times it'll, like, make you go to their website and do it.
So
And
what are the things you need then when you apply? Or I guess all these are different.
yeah, I mean, first things first, like, it's really important that you bulk up your profile. Just like LinkedIn, this is what employers are going to be looking at. Mine's very out of date. Like, I don't even have pictures on here.
Wow.
I haven't really needed Handshake, so I haven't really been touching it. But when I was using it, like, I had all my experiences on here, my education, and then you can also upload like your resume and stuff. I think it's at the top. Yeah, if you edit your stuff. Oh, this is just your profile. Here we go. Work experience. Like you can edit stuff in here and add it.
Oh, okay.
I forget how to just add your resume. My documents. There we go. You can see I've had a million different resumes like where I keep updating them, but like you can upload a new one here and then it'll be on your profile. So people will be able to see them. So you can do both a resume and a CV or just a resume, whatever toots your horn, all that. But That's Handshake. All right, so now that we've gone over setting up Handshake and finding potential jobs that interest us, let's just target one and kind of look at what should I have on my resume that is going to catch their attention. So first, we know we're going to be a research associate for Murphy Research. So what kind of research are we going to be doing? What kind of background do they want us to have? What kind of qualifications, etc. So about us. So they want us to have a background in the social sciences, a degree in psych, soc, anthro. All right, we're good. We are getting a degree in psych. So maybe you may not have it yet or you're about to get it. That's something that you can play up with other experience. So we want to do academic research, correct? So research methods. I'm sure most of you are juniors or seniors, so you've already taken 320 or 321. If you've already done actual research, say in a lab, that's another thing to sell on your resume. Let's look at what else. All right, so these are just general personality traits that you can have, getting along with people, teamwork, the works, what we'll be doing. Okay, so strategic thinking, analytic skills, we're going to be collaborating. So we're going to be working with large data sets, Word, Excel, PowerPoint. All right, that's a good thing to note. We're also going to be doing rigorous projects where we cover data collection. We're going to be doing quality control, online programs, etc. All right, so this is stuff to keep in mind. Let's go over resumes now. So Dr. Scott Plunkett, he's a part of the psychology department. If you haven't had him for 321 or just other classes, he's a great source of contact for stuff like this. On his website, he has actually a template for creating a resume and other CV stuff, like a grad program advice, stuff like that. But let's focus in on the resume. So he has some really helpful comments on the side, like how to really target it. This is just general right now. So we go over education, experience, other experience, and skills. So as we saw on this, they want us to have proficiency in Word, Excel, and PowerPoint. So the skills, for example, would be a spot that we could put that under productivity. Honors too, if you have honors, if you're magna cum laude, if you're on the dean's list, you can put that down here. But what does that actually look like? Because you can put this all together and maybe your stuff doesn't quite fit, or maybe you don't have a whole lot of experience to even put in. Like, I don't know if I can fit this within 2 pages. Maybe yours is just 1 page, which is also fine. You don't want to fill it up with fluff. So I've had quite a few experiences. So starting from the bottom, I started as a stalker at grocery outlet. And then I went into retail and I worked at Old Navy. So from there, I kind of moved up, and actually through Handshake, I became a behavior interventionist. And then I worked with ARCS as a convergence research fellow. And now I'm working in Dr. Chan's lab as the research associate or project manager. So focusing in on actual research associate, they're not going to care that I worked at grocery outlet or Old Navy. So that's something that I would cut out. We can just X-nay on that. But say you don't have all this other stuff and maybe you only did sales associate and you only worked at grocery outlet. That's something that you can still sell. Just tie in more of within like skills, your productivity. Like I still have experience working with Microsoft Office and Pages. I still have research and statistics skills within SPSS and Qualtrics. Same with communication. So you can even, well, they're gonna want their own application. So let's see if it's internal. Okay, so it's external. So typically, you attach your resume and CV, and then they're gonna want, let's cut off, an external application. First you have to attach it. But they're gonna leave you room for more comments, and especially if you land an interview, that's where you can back up, say these not very applicable jobs to fill in for something that they may see as quote unquote lacking. That's what that 320 and 321 class are for. So if you were to compare Dr. Plunkett's and my resume side by side, format wise, they're very, very similar. I don't know if you can read that, very small, but education transfers over, same with experience, same format, but you got to look at the actual content of it. So it is important how you describe these jobs. If you refer back to the Harvard PDF, or it like gives you more examples and like words on how to describe these jobs you've done, like starting them with those action words like assumed, performed, understood, combined, trained. Keeping it concise and yet giving a good overview of how you actually contributed, because you're going to want to give very specific examples when you land this interview of how you did this work, what did you contribute within the work, how did you come in clutch, so to say. If you did volunteering, he goes over a few activities like professional or community, but I also like to give just a little overview of what it is. He didn't really do that, but especially if you have like a shorter resume, that's something that you can expand a bit more. So you can have, instead of one bullet, perhaps you do two instead. That's about it for resumes. So he has comments on the side. If you want more detail, like you're confused on how your skills could apply or how to use them from a certain perspective, say the researcher perspective and not a teacher's perspective. That's it. Ta-da!
Now you're going to do the cover letter. So this is where also AI screeners come in. So this is using ChatGPT to really write the base of a cover letter, not the actual cover letter, because you're going to refine it, but provide you a base. So what you really want to do is prompt it in sequence in terms of steps. So first thing you want to do is say, I am going to write a cover letter for this position as a research associate for Murphy Research. Do not do anything until I give you all the materials to process. And then you would say, do you understand? So you want to do this in stages because you want to make sure it is able to read everything before spitting out output. So that's just like being able to be prepared. You're preparing and training the large language models. Here are the best practices of writing a good cover letter. Process it first and tell me when you're done. So here is where you are going to drag that Harvard, no, not this, it's where you're going to drag that Harvard hacks thing I'm going to provide you guys on Canvas, and then it's going to process it. No, yeah, it gives you a structure for it. And this is how you would write a cover letter in general, right? Now you're ready for new materials. Perfect. So it's telling you that for some explainability to AKA proof that it actually did it, right? Okay. Now I'm going to provide my resume and the job posting. And then you would go back to the job posting. So you would copy all of this into here, and then your resume into it. And now, because it's primed itself as being following the best practices, and now you are putting in your information to tailor. So let's see what it says, or outputs. Okay, now it's going to ask you, now, would you like me to begin? Or ask me a few more questions. So this is really what you want in terms of having control of the output, because your commands are going to be the key in getting the right output. So it's processed everything and you're happy with all of these things that enabled, like your skills, your Qualtrics. Yes, draft me a formal cover letter. And let's see the magic happen of nice job. And it tells you what it's doing. So when you prompt things through this, when you prompt ChatGPT through the sequence, it provides you some explainability, because it's like, all right, I want to make sure you get it. So actually, this is pretty good. And this is what you would do for your assignment. You could just copy and paste this, but ideally, what you really want to do is put this into Word documents and then edit it a little bit in terms of, obviously, fill in the information. I would put numbers wherever you can. If you can't, it's all right. So yeah, that's pretty much how you do it. So you would just, provides a great baseline for making a good cover letter, hopefully against the AI screeners. Obviously, this is just a baseline. You have to modify it and make sure it's accurate as well. Do you have any questions?
I do have. So where you see he has his cursor by like multidisciplinary teams.
Uh-huh.
The more like real examples you have, the better. So personally, for that, like I could put Mars 2020 or working with NASA JPL's co-star team. It's just more proof of the work you've done. Like there's other projects I've done that have a multidisciplinary aspect, but those are ones that are very noticeable, or that they, like NASA is just, it's a big name. Who doesn't know NASA? So it's something that they can connect with more, and they're like, oh, okay, get in here, let's talk about NASA and JPL, what's Mars 2020? It gets them thinking.
Yes, perfect. And it gives you, and also separates you from the rest of the other assholes. I mean, candidates.
Yep.
Alrighty then.
There's your tutorials from a recent grad. Do you have any lasting tips for them?
Just really tailor your resume and your cover letter towards the job that you're looking to get, and make sure you have those impactful experiences of things that you actually did and that you can talk to them about when they ask questions, when they ask for more details.
Awesome. And I learned actually from you, Handshake. Use Handshake instead of LinkedIn, because they want CSUN people, or at least that could be your warm in with people, recruiters, hirers, and companies.
Yeah, they usually have like semester career fairs on certain points, and usually you do get emails about them, but if you look at them on Handshake, they give like really detailed just like synopsis of the different organizations are going, and you can really target that organization if you were to go to a career fair like that and connect with them or bring a resume that's geared towards that organization. So those are just things you can do.
Yeah, and you've proven you've gotten actually jobs because of Handshake too. So yeah. So hope you enjoyed this, Crumb Bums. Enjoy your final projects. Peace.
Straight to the top, never going down, don't wait for the drop. Never stand still, that's the motto. Yeah, brand new bands for the auto. Oh, foot to the ground, full throttle. Big energy for the night like Lotto. Damn, y'all talk lots, never this quiet. Life like a Seinfeld plot. Ball full of songs, all of them bombs. Something like a minefield guy. Boom. Get it, tickets running out quick. Bet it, never get it out big. Said it, never had to shout it. They said I couldn't ever do it, okay, how's this?